To give a little bit of background, it was back in 2014. So now that seems a while, but that was a little over, 10, now 11 years ago. The state was actually in a pretty significant drought. We were in a drought conditions. There were many issues down in the San Joaquin Valley, and folks may have seen observed on the news. East Porterville was in the news. About 1,000 wells in that area went dry. It was certainly making the news. And again, the whole state was just seeing drought conditions. Locally in Solano County, we'd received about half of our annual rainfall. It was one of the drier years we've had. Little did we know we'd see it again 5 years later, a much more significant drought. This was really in 2014 that really prompted really the state legislature to really realize, we really need to deal with our groundwater. We're not really handling it. California was the last Western state, which these are the drier states, to really begin to manage groundwater. And so it was really in 2014 that the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act was actually passed and signed by the governor. I believe then Jerry Brown. And so again, that really at that point in 2014, that really set the stage for the groundwater laws that we know now that we are in about 10 years later. And so really, again, what happened after that was the state said, okay, we're going to pass this state legislation, and then we're going to actually, really leave it to the local agencies to develop what are called groundwater sustainable agencies. Try to avoid the acronym soup, but you're going to hear this, the GSAs, which are really the local agencies. And so that was really, again, what all the agencies that were in these basins, these medium and high priority groundwater basins, of which part of Eastern Solano County is in. And the state said, okay, you've got to form these GSAs, figure out how to do it. That requirement was by 2017. So a law passed in 2014. 2.5 years later, all the local agencies really had to figure it out, step up to the table, work with the public, and really figure out what kind of agency that would be. And again, that was done here in Solano County. We formed actually a variety of agencies. And so maybe if you could just maybe go to the next slide as it given a brief intro. Yeah, perfect. And so just in this background slide, it's very confusing, but essentially all the colors represent the local GSAs here in what's known as the Solano Subbasin. And then the state mandated by 2022, you had to submit a groundwater sustainability plan. So again, this was, you not only did you have to create a new agency, basically you had to create a sustainable plan to set the future or how you're going to manage your basin. So in 2022, the Solano Subbasin collectively submitted a plan, and then DWR had to review many plans across the state. Ours was approved in 2024. So DWR had about a couple years. We were probably in the lower priority. There are many other basins in much more challenging situation, but ours was approved in January of 2024. So just last year, this was approved. And really set the stage for our situation here in Eastern Solano County. One of the key things here is all of these basins throughout California have to be sustainable by 2042. We're pretty fortunate, as you'll hear a little bit more from Nick here in just a few minutes and others, because again, a lot of the surface water we have that's brought into Solano County, again, that you'll really hear about, maybe a little bit from Spencer, we're really fortunate. We're really lucky compared to a lot of other locations. But again, we have some areas to really pay a little bit more attention to. So in kind of a nutshell, again, we have now actually a variety of agencies here. You can see again the different color codes here includes things like the City of Vacaville, Solano Irrigation District, the overarching Solano Subbasin, the North Delta agencies, and then the basin's actually in Sacramento County. And so there's a little bit both in what's called the North Delta GSA and then some in the Sacramento County GSA. And so our goal is really, again, working together as a team. We have overall a groundwater sustainability plan, and then as individual GSAs, local, groundwater sustainability agencies, we're really working together to make sure we implement our plan, submit annual reports. And so that's, I think, kind of in a real quick nutshell of where things have gone. And then maybe if you can just skip to the next slide real quick. And that really shows, again, kind of this is called the Solano Collaborative, all the combined GSAs working together as a team to make sure we implement good groundwater management here in the Solano Subbasin. So with that, again, really want to give thanks for everyone here to learn a little bit more. I know there's a bunch of acronyms, but again, a lot has happened here over the last 10 years. A lot has happened in groundwater management, and we're really lucky here with our basin and the conditions that we are in here in Solano County.